This week's parsha talks about Avraham Avinu. One of the things about Avraham Avinu, it says a pasuk Vayita Eishel beVe'ershava, and he planted an Eishel in Be'ershava. Everybody wants to know what an Eishel is. Rashi says Mahu Eishel. What is Eishel? It stands for three things: Achila, Shtia, and Levia. And he planted a place of Hachnasus Archim, that he could have guests, give them food, give them drink, and see them off. So the Rambam says that when it comes to the mitzvah of Hachnasus Archim, it's a tremendous mitzvah. It's a very big mitzvah. It's a special mitzvah to invite guests, to feed people, to help people. So there are different elements to the mitzvah. And one of the details of the mitzvah is not only to take care of your guests while they're in your house, but also to see them off in an honorable way. You go to the door, you see them by the door. This represents, it shows that you don't just care about them while they're in your house, and then you don't have any responsibility for them anymore, but it shows that you have a certain interest in them and their well-being, and even when they're leaving your house, you want to see them off, you want to give them that encouragement. So this is something that we learn also from Avraham Avinu. And one of the ways that we learn this from Avraham Avinu is that there's a famous question that the Rebbe asks it as well, is how was it possible that while God is speaking to Avraham Avinu, and usually you should be in a very, very deep, concentrated place, that he was able to pay attention and realize that there were three angels walking. I mean, if you're davening Shmoneh Esrei, if you're like in the middle of davening, so technically you should be so involved, you shouldn't see anything around you. So how is Avram seeing what's going on down the street? I mean, it's quite a little bit of an interesting phenomenon. So the explanation is short is that it's important when you're involved with guests to be sensitive to everything they need. You should be able to pick up anything they need and give that attention, not just to make sure they have what they need, but emotionally, you're also there for them. So Avram was so tuned to that the second such an opportunity pops up, he was automatically there, whether he knew it or not. That's how dedicated he was. This is really a lesson for us that when it comes to inviting guests, when it comes to doing chesed, B'chlal, Hachnasus Archim represents chesed. Olam chesed yibana. Hashem built a world of chesed. He did chesed with us. He does chesed with us every day, and he demands that we should do the same for each other. That this world is a chesed world. We need to do that with each other. If we don't do that with each other, the world doesn't exist. So this chesed has to be to the extent that you're fully emotionally invested in the other person. That the other person feels that you're there for them. And that's why you can do chesed even for a rich man. A rich man doesn't need your food. A rich man doesn't need your help. But the dedication, the sensitivity, the paying attention, giving the other person recognition that even a rich man needs from another person. As rich as he is, he still needs it. So chesed is done in many, many different shapes and forms. Hashem should hope we should be able to do Hachnasus Archim. We should be able to bring in many, many guests into our houses. It's greater than accepting the Shekhinah, and we should be able to do it the best way possible and build a world of chesed till the ultimate time of chesed with the coming of Mashiach. Amen.